One, a big red nose day. Welcome to daveac vblog 034. What? I've not what? No. Tell you the truth, I've been getting ready to do my vblog. It is Friday the 13th, March 2009. It is Red Nose Day, and I'm not wearing a red nose, but honestly, I will be getting one hopefully later today. While this is uploaded, I'll nip out and do my shopping, I'll get one, and I'll make a red nose donation. Now, I realise if you're not in the UK, this might not mean a lot to you, but it's a comedy organised charity event, and this is the main day of it, but there are events going all around the country. Do something funny for money. Anyway, just let me say that this is a Dr. Light episode for me. So if you watch daveac vlogs mainly for science fiction and Doctor Who stuff, then that'll just be the first 5 minutes, because to misquote a famous Doctor Who, there's not going to be much naked Ted in here, but it's going to be naked wines. And instead of wibbly wobbly timey wimey, it's going to be wibbly whiny timey whiny. Because I went to a big event down in London, and I want to spend the bulk of the show talking about that, and I've got a wine to taste at the end. What? Get on with it. All right. I'll get on with it. So, yes, Friday the 13th, here in the UK, Red Nose Day, and one of the highlights that I should be looking forward to is a special Sarah Jane Adventures, and that is something that I will hopefully report back next week. If you manage outside the UK to see it in some way, you watch some of the other comedy events and shows from Red Nose Day, please try and also find a way to make a small contribution, either via PayPal or something. If they make it difficult for you to do so, then fair enough, watch it and enjoy it. But if there's a way for you to do that, then please do so. We don't want to take money away from them. Okay, other news first. Well, 3 or 4 of the things I've got to say come from Lewis, really. Lewis Trapani of Art Trap Productions, who runs our Gallifreyan site, who runs the Sonic News Driver, who co-hosts with Ken and James on the Gallifreyan Embassy Doctor Who Pod Shop, and there's the live and the studio editions up on iTunes. But today he has put up episode 3 of the Hitchhiker's Guide to British Sci-Fi. But he's also on Twitter mentioned that the other Doctor Who news is that a interactive Doctor Who exhibition has opened up in Coventry in the UK. And one not really Doctor Who related news, but it's something that I heard from this, is that if you've got an iPhone, apparently the software, the number 3, is coming available soon, and Lewis speculates a little bit about that on one of his posts. So other science fiction news, and yes, I'm rushing and I'm garbling, and the other reason why, if I'd have had a red nose, I would have had to take it off by now anyway, because you wouldn't have understood a word I was saying. We had CIA this last week. There was a change in times, because of course in the States you've gone on to your summertime, so it was 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and we did Serenity and Firefly. And this coming, and please check that out either on TalkShoe or on iTunes. And this coming Sunday we'll be talking about Second Life and possibly the PlayStation 3 Sony at home. So that will be this coming Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and for people in the UK that will be 6 p.m. GMT, not 7. Oh, the other bits of tech news, since I mentioned that about the Apple iPhone, is that Facebook seems to have gone ahead and bought Twitter, and Microsoft appear to be making a bid to buy Dell computers. So lots of shake-ups going on in the different markets, and yet innovations. I mean, we've just had Cbit last week, and they're talking about new very fast batteries that will charge up in 12 seconds because they found a quicker way of getting the charge into them. Notebooks with the almost open like a book. So the green issues and technology issues are driving forward the software and the hardware. They're just hoping that consumers will come back if they make the products exciting enough. So enough of all that. Garbledy, wobbly, wibbly, wobbly. Right. The bulk of the show is about this thing. Now, again, I'm not oh, you noticed? Yeah. Again, not sponsoring. We're giving this a nice regatta fleece. Let's have a quick look at the back. We're giving it as a thank you for this event. Now, what it was is with the Australian High Commission and the Australian Wine Growers Association, they got together a number of wine producers, and they'd sent over 50 different wines for us to taste. And the idea was that us, the customers, would be able to weed out any ones that were inferior, and to be truthful, there were only 3 or 4 at most out of the 50 that were. Then in small groups, there were 5 tables set with 10 wines each. We tested the wines, and then we went round a second time and gave them a star rating from 1 to 5. And that took up the best part of a couple of hours. But I'm going to try and just mention, and I've got a little bit of a problem here because of my camera is connected up to the power supply. But right at the end, I will try and show you that on my photo bucket site, and that's DAC100 photo bucket, I put a video up there of Raoul Gormley, who runs Naked Wines, giving us a little chat in video, and then about 16 or 18 photographs that I took. Beautiful place, the Australian High Commission, and the room we were in had been used as a set of a bank for one of the Harry Potter films. So a beautiful place. We had some lovely refreshments, and as I say, everybody enjoyed the day. I met some nice chaps, a couple of guys called Gordon, Simon, 1 or 2 others, can't remember all the names, and of course there was the people from like Francesca and Holly from Naked Wines. The staff were really great. Staff, absolutely, you made us most welcome. So what then happened was, oh, I don't think I can show you. That's annoying, that. I'm worried that if I unplug this, the video will stop. Let me just try it, and if so, I might have to do a second run. Let me do this. I'm going to unplug it and hope that the camera still carries on working. I'm going to take it over there. So this is going to be a little bit more ginger than I usually do. We still seem to be working. That's excellent. But I'm going to have to hold it here. So this is my photo bucket site. And let me have a look. That's going to be easier. That's me. And that's the Australian High Commission. And we're in this hall. They are slightly dark, the photographs, and obviously I'm just showing you the thumbnails here because I would like you to go to the site. Let's see if I can, without pressing the button accidentally, see if we can get to play a little bit of the video. Now, the reason for only playing a bit is not copyright, because I took the film. Let's just hope it loads up quickly. Let me just show you. Yeah, here we are. It's coming up. And this is Raoul Gormley just telling us what the event is about. And hopefully that will play rather quickly. And I'll show you just a few seconds of it.
Very quickly running through exactly how it's all going to work. The idea is we are looking for the rough diamonds. We're looking for the wines that are made by the kind of people who are brilliant winemakers and maybe...
I know it's dark, I'm sorry about that, so I will only give you a few seconds to watch it. It's
people buy wine
just over 4.5 minutes long, the video.
Because of a supermarket happens to say, put it on the continent, and that's completely wrong. People should be buying
Right, so I'm going to stop there, but that's
what's inside the box.
Photo bucket, daveac wine selection. And I'm going to stop it there, I think. Let's just do that the simplest way by switching the TV off. And let's get you back over here. I've got to have a rather elaborate setup today because my battery was playing tricks with me. And let me see if I can plug it back into the power. You do know that these are live, don't you? Okay, so we then went on and it was narrowed down to, well, actually about 15 wines, but one of the wine producers, they already buy wines from, so they said that they would buy from them anyway. I had to leave before the 8 o'clock auction itself started, but basically what happened is that using a spreadsheet software, all our scores were entered in, and the final selection was we were asked to give our price that we would pay for any one of the wines. We were told that nominally their prices were between £5 and £18 a bottle, but we were to try and say what we would be willing to pay for any particular bottle. I think the highest one I rated was about £12, but not to say that the wine wasn't worth more than that, but that was about my limit on price. And I just very quickly want to name the wines that went through before I go on to my, as it happens, Australian wine to taste. So sorry if this bit's a bit dry. As I say, if you're not really into wine, you probably will have stopped the recording by now and stopped listening. Okay, so quickly, Fetch Unwooded Chardonnay 2008 by Daniel Amadio. Greedy Sheep Cabernet Merlot 2007 by Dave Johnson, and that got one of my higher ratings, very high ratings. Kumbara Cabernet Merlot 2007, David Cook. Again, that was one of my top rated ones. And then 2 from Jock Harvey from Chalk Hill. The Chalk Hill Shiraz Cabernet Grenache 2006. That was my favourite wine of the day, without a doubt, from Jock Harvey. I've done his Brewery Hill one on here before. And the other one from Chalk Hill is the Cabernet Franc Shiraz 2008. Then there were 2 wines from Delirium, which I actually quite liked, and these were white wines, and I'm not really a white wine drinker. There was the Delirium Chardonnay 2008, and the Delirium Cabernet Sauvignon Blanc, 2008, and they were both from Mark Cosned. Hope I got the name right. And I like both of those quite nicely. Not as high as the reds, but they were very nice. Then we've got Oakover Chenin Blanc 2008, Rob Marshall. Then 4 from Sam Plunkett, 3 of his Blackwood Ridge range, and that was the Unwooded Chardonnay 2008, the Pinot Noir 2008, the Shiraz 2005, again one of my favourites, and also he had a white wine of his, the Ladies Who Shoot Their Lunch Chardonnay 2008. So that's 2 of his Chardonnays, in fact. Almost done, just 3 more. The Alta Vineyards Adelaide Hills Sauvignon Blanc 2008 from Sarah Fletcher. The Claire Alt Cabernet Merlot 2004 from Will Shields. And the Dusty Dog Cabernet Sauvignon 2006 from Russell Johnson, and I quite like that. Oh, and I did actually quite like the Alta Vineyards one, but basically my top 3 or 4 were the Chalk Hill Shiraz Cabernet Grenache 2006, the Greedy Sheep Cabernet Merlot 2007, the Kumbara Cabernet Merlot 2007, and the Blackwood Ridge Shiraz 2005. But it was all really good stuff, and those wines will be appearing on the Naked Wines site, and I think you can get more information from the Den site of Naked Wines. Now, I've talked, I've garbled, I've shown you pictures, I've made you dizzy, forgotten my red nose, and I'm not very funny. Let's make it funny again. My wine. Well, since we're doing about Australian wines, I've got, now, up to recently, Brown Brothers was their Shiraz, their Heathcote Shiraz, 2005, was about my favourite wine of all. And then at my Wine on Earth event a couple of weekends ago, I loved the Penfolds that we had there. Now let me see, did I write down what number that was? It was Penfolds with a number. Oh, David. Did I put it down? It was absolutely stunning. Really, really nice. I don't think I've written the number down, but it was absolutely super. I'll mention that next week. Anyway, I can't get the Heathcote Shiraz that easily, but Tesco's have started with their Victoria Shiraz. So what I'm going to taste today is Brown Brothers 2004 Shiraz Victoria range, 14%, and I've poured some out. It's been poured out nearly an hour now. It's had plenty of time to warm up to the room. It's got a beautiful, oh, red nose. I've got a red nose. Ah, he's got a red nose. Beautiful blackberry, blackcurrant, very deep blackberry smell. A slight floral, but I mean, some people might say violet, but I honestly can't say that. But there is a slight floral hint to it. Blackberry, plummy. Ooh, tannins a tad harsh, I think. I think it says smooth tannins, but slightly acidic there, slightly, I wouldn't say, let's say less than totally smooth. Good long finish. So it's lots of fruit to start with, then it's going to quite dry, lots of tannins, some oak, and slightly not the best of endings, certainly nowhere near as subtle and as smooth and as well balanced as their Heathcote Shiraz. Let's see what it says on the bottle. Medium-bodied Shiraz has well-integrated berry, fruit, spice and oak. Well, I got the fruit, spice and oak. I'm not totally convinced about the integrated part. Balanced acidity with a smooth finish. Well, it has got some acidity. Perhaps that's what's throwing me off slightly. And a slightly less than smooth finish. Can be enjoyed now, but if stored correctly will develop complexity with 3 to 5 years cellaring. Serve at room temperature, 16 degrees, that's 48 degrees, that seems a little low. Ideally with grilled or barbecued red meats. Well, I would say that's not a total success. It's a very pleasant, it's very, a very nice fruit on the nose. There's lots of fruit flavour on the taste. The spice is there, the oak is there. There's just a slight harshness on the ending, not totally smooth. However, it may well open up in the next hour or so, and probably tonight that will be a delicious drink. So a reserved recommendation, I think, for that. But of course, it's probably only half the price of their Heathcote range, which obviously makes a difference. So I'm going to end Red Nose Day. I will be buying one. I will make a donation. If you watch Red Nose, try and make a donation. Do something funny for money. This is Dave AC, vblog 034, saying hope to catch you next week. Remember, photo bucket, DAC 100 wine. Bye all, and thanks again all the staff from Naked Wines. Cheers.